Hello and welcome back to the old realms, and we're going to be attempting to fight this massive army here. Now, we took a look at the composition that they have, and, well, they don't really have anything too dramatic. However, our allies also have a relatively similar composition. Seems like the Empire tends to have a very large swathe of recruits that are consisting, well, their armies are mostly consisting of these troops, which is very, very strange to me, because you'd think, hey, you know what, you probably want to level these guys up, don't you? You probably want to level them up into something, but it doesn't feel as though that is indeed the case. Now, I just want to mention something real fast about the caravans, alright? About the caravans, because I got a comment that was like, why am I not helping the caravans? Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know whether you've noticed, but as we've been like walking around and roaming the lands and so on and so forth, there are a literal 1,000 of bandit troops all over the place. And I'm talking about beastmen and chaos raiders and cultists and empire deserters and all kinds of other stuff. And that's the thing. I'm not entirely sure what you want me to do about that, because here's the thing. Obviously, I'm going into pretty much every single battle that I can. Obviously, there's a number of bandits nearby, you know, I've obviously shown that on screen most of the time, and in my off-screen time of grinding renown and so on and so forth, I have been fighting bandits almost all the time. Of course, there are hideouts nearby. If you want me to clear out the hideouts, then obviously I can do that, but that is, well, maybe not the most thrilling thing that we can do. So obviously that's kind of the whole deal there, you know, because that's not really something that I think would be that applicable this late in the game. I mean, obviously I can do that, but it is very much, once again, a case of, well, do I really want to spend the time doing that? I'm not sure. Because the comment in general was basically like, I think someone said something like, you know, do I have eyes or something like that? And can I see that there's a caravan right there being killed by, I don't know, however many bandit troops? And, well, I thought to myself, well, yeah, I can see it, but do I care about it? That's what I'm talking about. You know, it's not a case of, you know, I can't see it or, you know, anything like that. Oh, that horse had a tumble. That was hilarious. Okay, let's just kill this guy if we can. Thank you very much. Get out of here. Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say here. It is not a case of me just, you know, willfully, you know, just ignoring it. I am literally just going like, you know what, this just doesn't matter. Because in the grand scheme of things, does it matter that one caravan gets eliminated in the entirety of the game? I mean, this is what I think some people tend to focus a bit too much on these kinds of moments, because you have to realize that I can't save every single caravan, I can't save every single villager party, and in the grand scheme of things, me actually doing anything like that is actually a grand waste of our own power, and a grand waste of just generally anything else that could be considered useful to do or efficient. And that's why I was kind of a bit confused, because I was like, wait a minute. Are you really telling me to go over there and fight these guys? Because I mean, that's fine. I'm happy to do that. You know, that's all very well and good. I need to find the cannon here, by the way. Where is the cannon? I'm actually not entirely sure where they've put it. Okay, wait. Maybe I can actually find it if we just hold Alt down a little bit here, and we can actually see where it is. But it seems to be... they seem to be hiding it really, really well here, surprisingly enough. Actually, just going to tell these guys to auto-delegate so they can skirmish a little bit. But yeah, we seem to be absolutely demolishing these people. But yeah, basically, back on topic, it's all about deciding what you actually want to do with your time, obviously. And for me personally, I don't know whether it really matters. As I say, there are so many caravans that we are not seeing, by the way. Just because it's in front of our face doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it takes more priority over other things that we're doing. And I kind of wanted to touch upon that just to kind of give you an idea as to my thought process, because obviously, here's the thing. most of the time, whenever I'm looking at something, like for example, if I'm looking at a party that I think, hey, you know what, I should probably fight those guys, I'm usually thinking to myself, okay, I should probably fight them because that's going to give me something specific that is going to give me a benefit of some kind. And that's it. Because that's generally what the game is all about. It's about making your own character stronger, your own army stronger, your own faction stronger, and that's pretty much it. And yeah, sure, if you help a caravan, it can definitely make a big, big difference to your faction's economy if that notable is, you know, if the notable that actually started the caravan is part of your faction. Yeah, sure, it can definitely make your economy better. However, as I've said before, there are so many bandits that doesn't really do much in the grand scheme of things. You know, I hate to break it to you, but it does not really do much. Most of the time, you are literally just going to be. It's literally a teardrop in the ocean at this point. It is literally a teardrop in the ocean because there are just so many bandits, and it's nothing to do with, you know, it's nothing to do with you or anything. It's just how the game is at the moment. It's how the mod is. I'm sure the modding team are looking very, very closely at the amount of bandits and stuff like that. Personally, for me, I actually really like the amount of bandits. I've never actually felt like caravans and villages and so on and so forth really make that much of a difference. Obviously, if you are yourself attempting to play a trading character or something like that, then of course having a caravan up and running, or if you're trying to make money in a less combative manner, then yeah, you're gonna need a caravan, because as we've so far seen, and as it has been proven in the past, having a caravan is basically, I mean, it's very unlikely to survive just because there are so many bandits. And for me, as I say, I actually really like the amount of bandits because it just makes everything so much smoother when it comes to your early to mid-game progression. And I'm not talking about super early game, because super early game you are going to be food for these bandits. You know, every single bandit party is going to think of you as some kind of prey for them to feast upon. And well, while that's all very well and good, you just have to be very careful. You know, that's it. You just have to be very careful about how you are approaching various situations. You can't just, you know, run around blindly. You kind of have to make sure that you're not running into anything that is too dangerous. So that obviously adds a slight layer, in my opinion, I feel like that adds a slight layer of tension. And obviously in this game, I don't know whether you have a huge amount of tension in general. I think the most tension you're going to get is if you're in a, you know, siege defense and you're dramatically overwhelmed by numbers of the opponent and you're trying desperately to survive. Those are the kinds of moments that I really, really enjoy, because indeed they do have a huge amount of tension. And also at the very start of the game as well, if you get pounced upon by some bandits, I know that's happened to me multiple times. You've seen it with your very eyes in a number of different series of mine, where I'm running around just minding my own business, trying to do a couple of, you know, passive tasks, and all of a sudden I get you know, ambushed by a bandit party because I take on a quest that overloads my inventory or something like that. Let's not remind ourselves about the herding quest that I took in one of the other series. I think that was with the vampire or something like that, right? I'm not entirely sure, I can't even remember now, but basically it's those kinds of moments where you just go, wow, this is actually super, super high stress. And it's not bad stress, you know, it's actually like, ooh, are we gonna survive? Are we not gonna survive? You know, it kind of provides that sharp edge that you would want in, you know, in a situation like that. You don't want everything to be a foregone conclusion, you know what I mean? You don't want to be like, oh yeah, you know, this is gonna be so simple and easy and smooth, and, you know, because smooth sailing is, well, all intents and purposes, a bit boring, you know? If everything goes well, then it's a little bit samey, and it just continues on like that. And that's the reason, again, you know, just harking back to my previous points in the former episode, where I was talking about, that's the reason why maybe I end series, because it just, you know, continues on in the same exact manner and it doesn't really provide that same tension that we would otherwise want. And yeah, well, there you go. There's a little bit more insight into my thought process there. But obviously, you know, if you're talking about, you know, saving caravans and so on and so forth, that's great. You know, we can definitely try to save as many caravans as we like. But the fact is, I am seeing these things. I literally remember seeing exactly the timestamp that the person gave me in the comment. I remember seeing those guys while I was waiting there at the town, and I thought to myself, should I go and help those guys? And then I thought to myself, no, you know what? There is really no need for me to do that, because in those situations, it's just going to be, well, as I say, a drop in the ocean. It's not going to do much. And I'm actually going to try to take as much as I can here. Oh, wow, there's so much stuff that I am... Really? Really? Okay, oh wow, okay, there you go. And there's all the experience now being donated. Obviously, I have a huge amount of cash already, so we're absolutely fine with that. And I have a massive amount in my inventory as well. Okay, look at this, we're actually at 279, we're almost at 300. It's going to take me quite, it's going to take me quite some time to actually get there still, but, oh well, hopefully it's going to be good, but... Yeah, anyway, we've still got a relatively decent and strong army. I'm going to go into the dungeon here. They are definitely going to make peace relatively soon because all their vassals have been taken prisoner. Let me actually just go into the dungeon here. Oh. There are so many prisoners here. This is, well, this is not very good, is it? No, this is not very good at all. Okay, so wait a second. We're going to actually have to do something about this. Oh my. Okay, yeah, we'll just take a bunch. Just going to take a huge amount of these, because we really don't want the vassals escaping, so we're just going to take a huge amount, and then we'll just sell them in the tavern. I don't really want to sell all of these guys, all of the ones that we're actually going to be attempting to utilize, attempting to, you know, convert to our side. Let's just sell these. Sell the great swords, I guess. I guess we can just basically sell all of these. Ah, there we go. These ones we can actually keep. And Bretonnian Grail Knights. Look at that. There's a bunch of those. They're really fun. We know that they're really fun, but I'm not going to use those because obviously, you know, let's face it, why would I want to use those when we've used them in the previous, you know, in the previous series. Anyway, yeah, we can get rid of some of these guys too. And there we have it. Okay, 43,000 from that. And we should probably go into the trade screen as well, because I have a huge amount of food and supplies and so on. But we were actually able to defend the town relatively simply. I'm actually quite surprised about that. I was kind of thinking that we would have a much more arduous time about dealing with these guys, because I thought to myself, yeah, you know, we've got relatively similar compositions, as I said, but I assume that the great amount of ranged troops that I actually have in my personal army may have made the difference here, which is quite strange, because usually I don't think of myself as being someone that is really going to, you know, carry any kind of sway in these kinds of situations, because I think to myself, oh yeah, you know, I've got some pretty decent units, but they're not actually anything super strong. But yeah, no, it actually did seem to be really good. Oh, look at this. Nice. We got a new upgrade. We look a bit chunky now. Yes. Okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah. That is absolutely fine. Okay, there we go. 69,000. Yes. And we can now make our way on. Okay, so this is obviously under siege by one of our vassals. One of our allied vassals, that is. And this is also probably under siege by an allied vassal. So I'm going to go over to the town over there, because obviously I still have a massive army, you know, at my disposal. Averheim should be absolutely fine. Yeah, 446. Yeah, so this guy's going to take this. There's only 87 in there. Oh no, 76 actually. 76 in there. And there's only 74 in here. And both of these fellows should be able to deal with that. So that's no problem at all. But yeah. Anyway, the amount of troops that you're going to be seeing around here, like for example these bandits right here, they literally will just continue spawning out of the deserter hideout at a pretty fast pace. So the only way that I can actually get, you know, rid of them is by eliminating the deserter hideout. But I have had in other experiences, in other mods, in other playthroughs, there have been situations where I have cleared out a hideout, and that hideout then respawns in a matter of days. And so, you know, in those situations, I kind of go, I'm not entirely sure if I want to dedicate time to that, because then it's basically like, well, that doesn't really do much for me, you know? That doesn't really do much for me, because I may clear it out, but then it's all of a sudden back, and my actions have basically not done anything. They've not actually impacted the game in any way. However, it seems like Elspeth has just been eliminated and indeed captured and then released. I'm not entirely sure what Elector Countess Emmanuel is doing. She is gathering near Bannerlord. Okay, well that's a bit weird. I'm not entirely sure why she's not doing anything more specific here, but oh well, never mind. Okay, so yeah, once again, we're actually going to be building some trebuchets. I know. Usually we don't do this. This is definitely something that I've not done in quite some time. There used to be series where I would literally do this every single time, just because it is the far and away the best way to actually take things. However, it does take a long time. You see how long this is going to take, and we've actually taken one of the fiefs back. There we go. Let me actually just get that into the reserves. So yeah, let's actually have a look-see here, because I think it was summer 5th, right? It was the 5th day of summer when we started this siege, and let's actually just have a look and see how long it actually takes in-game, because we've got to also bear in mind that some of the time this is going to open you up pretty harshly to any kind of counterattack by the opponent. So, you know, it taking a long time here just gives them every opportunity to retaliate and attempt to murder you. So let's see what happens. Because obviously I now have all the trebuchets out. Hopefully we're going to get some engineering skill. Am I not getting engineering for some reason? Why am I not getting engineering? I'm not actually making myself the engineer, so I should probably do that, shouldn't I? I should make myself the quartermaster. Oh, I can't make myself the quartermaster. Okay, I'll make myself the engineer then. I also have the best scouting skill. That's rather funny. Alright, well, that's fine, I suppose. And let's actually have a look and see here. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, yes, you can give that. Aha, yeah, peace offering. We don't actually have to worry about this particular offer. I don't know whether you've noticed this in the past, but there is actually something that you can do. This is something that I neglected in a previous episode. But I found this out in the Realm of Thrones series, like a while back. The House Targaryen one, I believe. And basically what you can do is if you leave this, for example, if you leave this message on your screen, nothing's going to happen with it. Nothing happens, because basically what you have to do is you either have to click it away or you activate it. If you activate this or click it away, then it will resolve the situation for you, and then it will give you 48 hours to respond to their offer, whatever it is, whether it's peace or war or whatever. And in this case, obviously, it's peace. So if I just leave it on the side of the screen there, we shouldn't have to worry about any peace at all. And that's pretty amazing. That's actually a thing that, you know, I wanted to impart to you beforehand, but I, yeah, obviously didn't do that for unknown reasons. But yes, anyway, hopefully the walls will be down relatively soon. As you can see, we've taken about 5 days now. It is the 10th day of summer, just about to tick over to the 11th. And all my trebuchets are still completely fine, so we shouldn't have to worry about that too much. I'm actually just going to be clicking that away, click this away. I'm just making sure not to click away the wrong one, because if you click away this one, then the peace agreement is going to come in and they're only going to give you 2 days to be able to respond and so on. Obviously, this does not, as far as I'm aware, prevent any kind of peace agreement. It just makes it so that your opponent can't be the one to influence whether your faction decides to go for the peace. So, you know, it would have to be your faction actually coming forward with the vote to make it work. So that is the thing that's going to take 48 hours. Hopefully I've actually explained that correctly, because I know that my explanations can sometimes be really, really rough. And yeah, I obviously wanted to try and make it easy to understand, but sometimes that's difficult for me. Anyway, the walls are down. There's no catapult available for the enemy, so let's just go straight on in. And we should be pretty happy with this. I actually have also noted, by the way, that we have not crashed in quite some time now. And I can only assume that it is indeed, as I said before, because my launcher was just not updated. And now that it is updated, we're fine. So it was literally just a case of updating the launcher, and that was all, which is really quite hilarious because I did not realize that that would actually make any difference. But anyway, I'm going to place the mortar roundabout here because I think this is going to be a really, really good place for it. Actually, I hope so. I hope they're not going to get shot by a bunch of enemies on the walls here, but I can actually maybe do something against them. And yeah, don't worry, by the way, I will be attempting to go over to Nuln, and maybe we'll try to get a blunderbuss or something like that. No one seems to be able to tell me what the blunderbuss is in regards to what it's actually called in the game. So if anyone's used a blunderbuss or anyone knows where I can get the shotgun-based weapon, then I would be very, very happy to use that, because that sounds like a great deal of fun, especially once we get the piercing shots thing, because that's going to be able to penetrate shields, and we'll basically have a wonderful time. So yeah, that would be fantastic. But obviously, if no one's used it, then I can only assume that maybe it's not in the game yet. I actually don't know. But yeah, here we go. I'm actually going to have to jump over here, I think. Let me just very quickly do this. There we go. Alright, that actually... wow, that actually worked. Can you believe it? Okay. Definitely wasn't expecting that to work. Okay. Oh, look at my mortar. Yes, my mortar is coming in here now as well. Okay, so I can basically just run along here. And if I get shot, then I can just heal myself. Yeah, petty heal. What an amazing investment that was. Thank you once again for letting me know that I can actually learn that. Because I was really, really worried that I wouldn't be able to learn it so easily. Because there have been times in the past where I have attempted to learn magic. I think this was in the previous version, though. So obviously, that's far away. But, that was a version a long time ago, a year ago or something like that. So, yeah. That's not really applicable now, but, I was a bit worried that I would have to go through a skill check, and the skill check would be really difficult because I'd have very little spellcraft. But no, it's actually really good. I'm just going to use petty heal right now because I don't really want to get shot. Whoa, that was a massive amount of damage right there. I think my mortar just did so much. Let's just kill these. This is also going to give me a massive amount of gunpowder skill, me doing this. Hopefully we can actually... oh, what is going on over here? Guys, what are you doing? Look at that. They're not getting through. That is real bad. That is real bad. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is actually a lot worse than I anticipated. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what my forces are doing, but they don't seem to be able to penetrate the defenses of the opponent. Okay. I mean, the walls are down. I'm not entirely sure what more I can really give them. To be honest. They seem to be... should I just tell my guys to charge or something? Maybe I should just do that. I mean, that might make more sense. The enemy is once again being extremely smart here as well, as you can quite clearly tell. They are just completely ignoring me for the most part, which is fine. I'm happy for them to ignore me, to be honest. I would much rather they ignore me than not, but it is not really realistic in that sense, is it? No. Not very realistic for them to do that, because they're like, oh, there's a guy with a horse and he's by himself. We should just run by him and just leave him alone. As you can see, they have a huge amount of recruits in here as well, so I'm not going to get a huge amount of experience for eliminating them, but they are generally going to prove themselves to be quite irritating to dislodge. So obviously that's an issue. But if I can just continue shooting these guys... I mean, look at this. How long is it actually going to take my forces to actually get in here? Oh yeah, I have 100 engineering now, don't I? Oh, yes, I do. So that means that I should be able to purchase some additional mortars. So I can purchase some additional mortars and an additional cannon as well. And that's going to enable me to use multiple of those things. So I can use 2 of each. Actually, well, 2 total. So basically what I can do is I can have 2 mortars, 2 cannons, 1 cannon, 1 mortar. So that would be pretty awesome. And hopefully we'll be able to maximize our usage as we go. And how's my gunpowder skill doing, by the way? Because from my reckoning, I feel like I should have 300 already for the amount of kills that I'm actually getting right now. But obviously that doesn't really translate. It's not really going to go into. That's not really going to be a thing. It's not directly gonna make any difference how many kills you get. It very much depends on what kind of kills you're getting. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because that's really the be-all, end-all. You know, if you get a good amount of experience for the kills, then of course you're going to level up much, much faster than if you were just to kill Empire recruits, which is indeed what is happening now. And these guys are unfortunately having quite a few shields, so it is making things a bit more uncomfortable for us. Gonna just heal myself real fast. Okay, let me see here. Are we actually doing all right? Because I'm thinking to myself, I mean, look at the combat strength right now. The combat strength is doing absolutely fine. I'm just going to tell my people to charge, you know? I'm just going to literally tell them to charge because I feel like we can overwhelm these guys super, super easily. I'm actually really surprised that we haven't already done that. But I can only assume it's because my forces are being hesitant for some reason. I mean, look at the... I've just noticed, actually. Look at the amount of arrows that we currently have embedded in our armor here. Obviously, you can't see right now because of a huge amount of damage numbers on my screen. But, yeah, look at that. I've literally been shot all over. Yeah, well, it's good that I got that new armor, isn't it? I mean, no offense, but I'm probably dead in a real situation here. I mean, I think so. I'm probably very much dead. Or, shall we say, very much in pain. If someone could live with this amount of arrows sticking in them. I mean, it very much depends on, you know, if it's like a superficial wound or not. But, I mean, didn't I get shot in the face? Yeah, there is something actually sticking in the face right there. In the side of the face. Wow, that's pretty harsh. That is pretty harsh. Anyway, we were able to achieve victory there. Over 700 units that we actually eliminated, and we did end up losing only 6 from our own army, which is very nice indeed. Very much love that. And we can now take a couple of extra people prisoner. I'm actually going to be... Oh, wow, we only took 1? Oh, okay, that was it. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. Let's just recruit one of those guys. I'm just going to move on here because my prisoner limit is already... you know, already over, and I don't need the cash. That's the whole point. I don't need the cash here. And I also don't really care about... I don't really care about taking all this armor, but I guess I'm just going to take a couple of the most expensive and then just move on. Alright, so what we're going to do is I am probably... you know what? I'm just going to wait here for some time. That's it. I'm just going to wait here for some time just to try and restore ourselves a little bit here. And maybe what we can do is we can go into the trade screen, maybe sell a couple of things, and there it is. There's the thing. Okay, yeah. So this is the offer from our faction, okay? This is the offer from our faction. So basically, I was able to extend the period of time that we didn't get a peace agreement by about a week, I guess, about a week. But they are wanting to make peace now, which is, well, quite frustrating for a variety of reasons, but the most prevalent reason is the fact that we are just so much stronger than Stierland right now. So we would technically be able to continue along here and absolutely destroy them in every single respect. However, they have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. They have 4 fiefs. Actually, no, they have 5 fiefs. Oh no, there's one down here. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't actually realize that they had 5. I thought they only had these, which would have been okay. I'm kind of thinking that I would like to try, if I can, to take one of the castles. I think that would be really, really good and useful, but I don't know whether we're going to be able to do that in time. Let me actually just very quickly go over here and see if I can prevent this guy from taking this. Okay, there we go. Yeah, he's only got 291. And what's actually happening here? Okay, offer for this. Yeah, there's an owner for this thing. They want me to do that? Oh, actually, I can take this over if I want to. Do I care about having another town under my belt? I don't think so right now, do I? I mean, these two both have a massive amount of stuff. Yeah. Oh. Okay, I didn't get it. Look at that. I didn't get it. All right. Yeah, look at that. So she took it despite her council's opposition. I was supposedly going to get it in you know, by 1%, basically, by 1%. Okay, well, whatever the case, we're just going to be going into an auto-resolve against this fellow. He is literally out of there. He's not really going to be doing too much for anyone anymore. And yeah, I don't think I have the possibility of doing anything here, unfortunately, now. I could try to establish my siege camp, but I highly doubt I'm going to be able to do it before the peace agreement comes in. Which is sad, as I say. I think it would have been really, really good if we could just continue this. But I know for certain that if I went into the voting screen, it is not going to make any difference. It literally will not make any difference. I can vote no, but it is not going to do anything. It's going to give me, like, I don't know, 11% of the vote or something like that. Yeah, so unfortunate. And so there you go. There's peace. And yeah, so we obviously can't do anything with that. And they were going to be giving us 790 tribute before, but I can just click away that now, because that is not really applicable to us any further. Anyway, so Talabekland is actually right here, which may indeed be our next target. I'm thinking that might be kind of good. I mean, you can see here that we have a pretty grand swathe of land territory. It would be wonderful if we could actually fight the vampires. However, the vampires are in possession of extremely powerful magic. And you have seen them in the previous series with the damsel. I did provide you with an example of why they are so strong in regards to stationary targets. So, for example, imagine their usage against a bunch of firearm-wielding troops, which is exactly what I have. Yeah. Big AoE bombardment spells against extremely stationary targets. It's, well, it's a pretty bad thing, you know, it's a pretty bad thing in general. Okay, so I'm actually not entirely sure what to go for here. Should I go for more riding skill or should I go for more leadership? You know what? I think Annoying Buzz could be really, really useful because a plus 20% battle morale penalty to enemies with mounted ranged skills or kills, even that's going to be really, really fantastic. So that's what we're going to go for here. And otherwise, hey, you know what? Let me know where you think we should attack next, because obviously we could continue to go against Stierland if we wanted to. As you can see right here, they do have 2,400 combat strength, which is, well, it's not very good. You know, we would be able to defeat them, you know, pretty fast. But these guys have 7,100, so they're pretty strong. They have 4 towns, 4 castles, and then obviously Reichland, they have 6 towns, 3 castles, but they're relatively far away at the moment, so not sure if that's going to be particularly good. And then obviously Sylvania, they have 5 towns and 8 castles with 11,000 total combat strength. So that's going to be pretty harsh. I'm not entirely sure if we're even going to be able to achieve victory there, but what I am going to do is off screen, I'm going to go over to Nuln because I need to purchase a new cannon and another mortar. And I'm also going to be taking a look at the comments as well to see if you've given me the name of the blunderbuss, because I think it would be a pretty cool idea if we can maybe see what's going on with that. But I'm kind of liking my weapon right now. By the way, this is the name of the weapon. I think someone actually asked me what the name of the weapon is, and if it will load. There we go. Yeah, so this is what it is. It's the Empire Repeater Handgun. It's really, really good, at least in my opinion, because it just allows you to shoot so many times. It's actually crazy. If a blunderbuss is one shot every, I don't know, every 3 seconds, I'm not sure if that's worth it. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's worth it. It very much depends on the spread of the shot, because if the spread of the shot allows me to kill or do massive damage to, I don't know, 3 or more targets instead of just 1, with the penetrating shot obviously as well, you know, taking into account that, then you might be able to do even more. Maybe you'll be able to do 5, 6, 7, you know, kills, or at least doing good damage to those kinds of things. Then in those situations, then I think it might even be useful. Anyway, oh, look at that. There's a caravan being attacked. Should I go and attack it? I saw this with my eyes. There we go. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Look. What? Now, here's the thing. What did this give me right now? It gave me 1 relation with this guy. And it gave me, what? 2,000? Not even 2,000 in gold, in loot. And that's it? I don't know. It gave me a little bit of experience, which I don't need, obviously, because these guys are not going to level up. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure why that was such a big deal to that particular person. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.